Shalom. So the Most High gave me this vision in a dream, and I have not been able to put it down. It's some weeks ago, and I was tearing, but it has come to the hour where I'm just going to give you all what the Most High gave me. It's going to be in the book of Jasher, 80, and I'm going to start at 1 concerning this dream. So this was a dream about rodents and how they are going to just increase and multiply in spite of trying to eradicate them. They're just going to just multiply. I'm losing my daylight, so I'm not going to go into the dream itself, but this is what the Most High gave me to give to you. Jasher 80 and 1. And at the end of 2 years, Yahuwah again sent Moshe to Pharaoh to bring forth the children of Yasharel. Moshe is Moses, and very important message. And the Exodus from Mizraim, or Egypt, it wasn't overnight. People need to understand that the Exodus that we are going to experience out of Babylon, daughter Babylon, United States, Egypt, Mizraim, is that it's not going to happen overnight. I'm going to read that once more. And I'm going to be reading from my Sefer Bible. Sefer Bible. Let me hold that up for a second. The Sefer. Hopefully that's not in reverse. I'm not sure. Hopefully that's not in reverse. And at the end of 2 years, Yahuwah sent Moshe to Pharaoh to bring forth the children of Yasharel, all right, let me start again, of Yasharel, and to send them out of the land of Mizraim. Mizraim is the ancient name for Egypt. And of course we know that Egypt means bondage to the Yahudim. And Moshe went and came to the house of Pharaoh, and he spoke to him the words of Yahuwah, who had sent him. But Pharaoh would not hearken to the voice of Yahuwah. But the king Pharaoh would not listen to. He would not listen, hearken. He would not listen. All right. And Elohim roused his might in Mizraim. He raised up the drama in the trauma upon Pharaoh and his subjects. And Elohim smote Pharaoh and his people with great and sore plagues. So basically what you could expect from this Exodus is the ramping up of misery. The virus, the famine, the weather, wild animal attacks, all that stuff you can expect for those things to happen. All right, where we at? All right, 3. With all their streams and rivers, and when, okay, wait a minute, where we at? Okay, with all their streams and rivers, and when a Mizraim, or an Egyptian, or a person of a land. So like if you would say Egypt, Mitzrayim would be Egyptian. It would be the person from that land. So it's the Mitzrayim is the people of that land. Came to drink and draw water. He took unto his pitcher, and behold, all the water was turned into blood. And when he came to drink from his cup, even in the cup, the water in the cup became blood. And when a woman kneaded her dough and cooked her victuals, their appearance was turned to that of blood. Boy, it's starting to rain. Hope I can get this in. All right, I'll get my book wet. And when okay, 6. And Yahuwah sent again and caused all their waters to bring forth frogs, and all the frogs came into the house of the Mitzrayim. And when the Mitzrayim drank, their bellies were filled with frogs, and they danced in their belly as they dance when in the river. Yuck. And all of their drinking water and cooking water turned to frogs. Also, when they lay in their beds, their perspiration bred frogs. So you mean to tell me you in a situation where everything's going to crap, and now even your body is starting to betray you by sweating frogs? Notwithstanding all this, the anger of Yahuwah did not turn from them, and his hand was stretched out against all the Mitzrayim to smite them with every heavy plague. You're starting to see that now. And he sent and smote their dust to lice, and the lice became in Mizraim to the height of 2 cubits upon the earth. That's kind of like 2 feet. That's kind of like 2 feet. If you like that dust storm's coming this way, or that dust storm that's on its way here and it's circulating among the United States, just imagine a 2 foot high dust storm filled with lice. The lice were also very numerous in the flesh of men and beasts. There was no relief. There was no relief for the people and the inhabitants and the beasts and the animals. And all the inhabitants of Mizraim, also upon the king and the queen, Yahuwah sent the lice, and it grieved Mizraim exceedingly on account of the lice. I can't even imagine. All right, I can't do lice. 12. Notwithstanding this, the anger of Yahuwah did not turn away, and his hand was still stretched out over Mizraim. Even after this, he still kept pouring it on. He still kept increasing it, because they did not follow his commands. They did not let his people go. They did not hearken to his voice. They thought that, okay, this too will pass. And Yahuwah sent all kinds of beasts of the field into Mizraim, and all came and destroyed all Mizraim, men and beasts and trees, and all things that were in Mizraim. You can imagine what kind of plagues, critters it would take to do something like that. This is the vision that I had, and it led me to this right here, this Jasher 80. So let's dig into it some more. And Yahuwah sent fiery serpents, scorpions, mice, weasels, toads, together with other creeping in the dust, flies, hornets, fleas, bugs, and gnats, each swarm according to his kind, and all reptiles and winged animals according to their kind, came to Mizraim and grieved the Mizraim exceedingly. It was like no end to this nonsense. It was not that it was nonsense, but it was no end to these plagues and misery and misfortune and loss. All because the king did not let the chosen people go. Okay, so I guess I could read this forever, but I'm at 17. And the flies and the fleas and flies came unto the eyes and the ears of Mizraim. That is complete torture. 18. And the hornets came upon them and drove them away, and they removed from it into the inner rooms, and it pursued them. No hiding from the Most High. When there's no hiding from the will of the Most High. I don't care what you do, where you go, what you say. There used to be this song, I'm gonna get you. I don't remember the song, but I do. I don't remember, but I remember I'm gonna get you. It kind of reminds me of that. Okay, all right. So now, as if that was not bad enough, if that wasn't bad enough, here's something that you may not be looking forward to, but it's going to seem supernatural. And the fact that our hearts will fail because of the things that we see happening upon this earth. As if we are in a movie, a horror movie, for those who do not discern what's going on, and are the targets of Father Yah's wrath. Okay, let's see. Where are we? 18, and drove them. Okay, so it pursued them no matter what they did. 19. And when the Mizraim hid themselves on account of the swarm of animals, they locked their doors after them. And Elohim ordered the Sulanut, Sulanuth, which was in the sea. Now, there's quite a few things coming out of this sea at the that are going to be torturing and plaguing and judging men. And this is one of them. Listen to this thing. Which was in the sea, and came up and go into Mizraim. And she had long arms, 10 cubits in length, of the cubes of a man. And she went upon the roof and uncovered the rafting and flooring, and cut them, and stretched forth her arms unto the house, and removed the locks and the bolts, and opened the doors, and opened the houses of Mizraim. Afterwards came the swarm of animals unto the house of Mizraim, and the swarm of animals destroyed the Mizraim, the people. And it grieved them exceedingly. Notwithstanding this, the anger of Yahuwah did not turn away from the Mizraim, and his hand was yet stretched forth against them. I'm going to stop right there. So, there's a lesson here. All of these folks think that they're going to come up with a super drug. All of these things, folks think they're going to come up with a solution for the weather. All of these folks think that they're going to come up for a formula to fix the economy, so forth and so forth, so on. On the other side, which also is a lesson that is very important, the people that are actually fighting the system all over the world, the oppressed people, also they're leaning to their own understanding of how things will be repaired, will be set to right. In this passage, you might start to get a picture of thinking that you're going to do opposite of the will of the Most High, thinking that you have a solution against what's coming, what's taking place, and what is happening to you, the weight of oppression, going out, protesting, doing all these things. In your understanding, it's just going to sit you in a situation with the heathen. The only, and once you are actually in line with the heathen, once you're in that position, you're only going to be destroyed along with whatever you're trying to stop. The only way for Yasharel or Israel to get out of this predicament is to not only Yasharel, but also the strangers that sojourn within, is to honor or follow or guard Yahuwah's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's an action. Again, that's how we show him that we love him. I say this, I've said it in other videos, you have to get out of the mindset of what love is, fireworks are going off, and understand what the biblical meaning of love is. He tells us absolutely that you show me you love me when you follow my laws, statutes, and commandments. Not just to the Yahudim, but also the Gentiles as well. That's going to go into, I'm getting into the weeds with a whole nother lesson, but a lot of folks think that the kingdom is only for Yasharel, but the kingdom is also for the Gentiles as well, that will, that will follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. It says, and I'm paraphrasing, I gotta find it, to the Yahudim first, and then the nations. So if the nations, if the Gentiles were going to be excluded, it would never say to the Yahudim first and then the nations. It's not, it's for everybody. It's for, if you come aboard, it's for you too. It doesn't make a difference what your blood is. Akamine brought that out in another video. He was bringing it out, but in Yasharel, I mean in the 12 tribes, they believe that your blood is the only thing that's going to get you into the kingdom. That couldn't be any further from the truth. The gift of life is for everyone who loves the Father. And don't let anyone tell you, based on your color, that the gift is not for you. The gift is for everyone. But it does say to the Yahudim first, and then the nations or the Gentiles. But that still does not this include anyone. Everyone's is included. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with that word. It's a word I'm trying to think of, and I can't. So I'm already in the weeds now, but that last verse, which is to say, all of these people with all of these remedies and cures and solutions will not work. Come back to the Father Yahuwah and follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the only way any of this stuff is going to be fixed. What you're about to see is, I brought it out in another video, what Yahuwah showed me. These actions that you see now is only going to start a war. It's only going to start a war, and Yasharel is going to stroll right through. In the past, in the ancient times, you would see Yahuwah align the heathen against themselves. This is basically what you see taking place now. The heathen are aligning themselves for battle. The funny thing about it is that they don't even understand that they're fighting each other, which in story after story, you see this happening in the Bible. They align themselves where they think they're going to attack Yasharel, Israel, and they are only beating themselves into oblivion. This is what you see worldwide and here in the United States. Everyone's aligning themselves for battle. They do not realize that they are battling betwixt themselves. That's all it is. They're just battling against themselves, but they cannot see that. I hope this message edifies you in some small way. We didn't start it off with a prayer. I was rushing. I was trying to beat the light, but all praise to the Most High. I hope he gives us the ears to hear and the eyes to see, the discernment of how this thing is going to be fixed. Protesting, vaccinations, global warming, whatever this is, and all that stuff. None of that stuff is going to stop what's coming. And the only way to prepare yourself and to preserve yourself is to understand that these futile acts have nothing to do with the solution at all. They are supposed to happen, but as I say, Yahuwah controls the right hand and the left, and he's aligning them so that they can destroy each other. So you don't want to be a part of that. You want to go to the Father, find salvation, find direction, and understand that vengeance is of him. Vengeance is of the Father. He says that so that you can understand that you don't have to go and align yourself with the heathen and rob, steal, burn, maim, whatever they do it, whatever they're going to be out there doing to each other. Stay away from that. Come to the Father, law, statutes, and commandments. That's the only way this thing's going to get better. James W. Moody, Shabbat Shalom. Love you.